Hi there, YouTube. This is Chris from California, and I'm responding to darcytirsia's 10 things you really know about atheists. I'm responding to it because I really like it when Christians talk about atheists, because their ignorance is so multifaceted and profound, they kind of feel a deep moral kind of obligation to talk about it. And so I guess I am. I got to admit first off, I'm thrilled at his list of atheism and what it means. I mean, some of the things just didn't make sense, and I'm not going to comment on those. I'll comment on the things that superficially at least seem to make sense, and I'm going to talk about that right now. First, he said that atheists need an atheist book in order to be a successful atheist, whatever that is. I'm not sure I really know. However, the thing that I want to bring up is that many atheists don't have an interest in religion at all, even as a negative. It simply does not enter into their lives, and I refer to these lucky people as post-theists. They just assume that there's no God, like religious folk assume that there is one. Dude, isn't that just wonderful? I think it's just wonderful. I wish it was that way for me. But it's not. I'm actually an atheist instead of a post-theist. But many atheists that I know are, in fact, post-theists. Religion doesn't enter into their lives. But he is right. Atheists don't believe in God. That's the normal definition of the word. And standard, both in usage and meaning, that's what atheist means. If past that, there isn't really that much of a definition of what is an atheist. Because there are a lot of people who approach atheism from a lot of different directions. Like, you can be like a Buddhist atheist or a scientific materialist atheist or whatever. But they're all atheists, but atheist does doesn't believe in God. They keeps harping again and again on this concept of a successful atheist, and I think that's sort of goofy. Like there's like an atheist judging guild that passes out homework or something. No, not at all. You just call yourself an atheist, and that means you are one. I'd also be amused if you would discuss what logic was violated in the statements that atheist makes. He says that we violate logic all the time, but I'm kind of wondering what logic it is that we're violating. I mean, seriously, Darcy, if you're listening to me, please open up this can of worms. I've actually had training in logic, and so I'm desperately interested in what you think we atheists are violating, logically speaking. And then he goes on to say that atheists are angry. Oh, please, this is like one of the most tedious arguments out there. And when I look at a Christian video about atheists, I see a lot of anger and hostility. I mean, I see pretty much all of Venom Fang X's work. Go look at Venom Fang X and see what his stuff is, and you'll not see a lot of humor there. But when a Christian looks at an atheist videos, they see the same sort of hostility as an oppositional figure. Unsurprisingly, they attribute this anger to some sort of inherent quality of the atheist. When, in my experience, most atheists are happy. And on the other hand, given the extent to which atheists are attacked and suppressed in American society, perhaps we do have a reason to be pissed off. Virtually no public figure is an atheist. We have no representation virtually in any level of government. There's never been an atheist senator or president. There's one atheist congressperson, no atheist governors, and few admittedly atheist business leaders. And given that we're fairly persecuted as a group, not you Christians out there, that's us atheists, because you Christians hold all the power and you hold it over us. It is unsurprising that a few atheists are mad, but as a group, really, we're no angrier than anyone else. It's just that Christians see us attack them because we disagree with their philosophical position, and they define us by our opposition to them without looking more fully at our lives. I mean, Darcy, look at yourself in your own video. You're not precisely projecting happiness, okay? Look at your video. You're not happy. And he also says they make incoherent statements. I'm kind of curious what that means. He specifically mentioned the spaghetti monster, which is a parody of religion, and openly. I don't know where he's coming from when he says like the spaghetti muncher is incoherent. Of course the spaghetti monster is incoherent. That's the point. We think that all religion is incoherent, and so we are making a parody of your religion when we talk about the spaghetti monster, and even whether or not you regard it as a good parody. An intelligent person, I think, would recognize it as being a parody. And he then goes on to say that we atheists don't talk about what we're for. I mean, that's just untrue. I mean, I myself am very publicly a philosophical, Taoist, existentialist, scientific materialist, consensualist. It's a little more complicated than saying I'm a Christian, granted, but I'm open about this. And I know that almost all atheists that I know are kind of like some scientific materialists. They might be a few other things, but they are scientific materialists, and they're open about this. And if you look at the atheist videos here on YouTube, you will see that virtually all of them are, in fact, scientific materialists. They think that the world is composed of merely matter and energy, and everything in the universe is may interlaced, kind of these permutations of energy and matter. This is normal. And so the notion that the atheists don't believe in anything positive is preposterous. I mean, even he said that we're all for secular nation, which is, of course, being for something. Then he went on he started stretching after that, really. I mean, even farther than he had before. Starting saying stuff like that atheists need to wear sunglasses or ski masks, and I don't know a single really atheist that wears a sunglasses or a ski mask more than other people. That's not 100% true. One of the funnier guys on my subscription list does in fact wear a ski mask, but it's part of his ninja Christian parody shtick. Soldier in God's Army is really, really funny, and you should check him out. Then he goes on to say that atheists never answer questions. I myself love answering questions. So Darcy, please lay a question on me, and I will answer it. I really will. This, I think, is true for most atheists when you ask them a direct question. For myself, I'm still waiting for an intelligible answer, however, about why the Christian God should be praised instead of any other God out there. The only thing I can say is the Bible. Oh, moly. Like, every religion out there doesn't have the holy book, but, their holy book is better than everybody else's. But Darcy, you ask me a question, and I'll answer it straight up, directly. Indeed, like most atheists will, if you do ask them a direct question. And then he goes on to say that atheists never admit when they're wrong. Holy moly, again, and this from a guy who believes a bunch of fairy tales is an alterable truth? I always love it when people who are absolutely certain about something accuse me of never admitting that I'm wrong. I mean, it's a shocker, though. Atheists reject what theists thinks. Yes, we do. So this isn't precisely an argument out there. But you do the same thing. You're not around admitting that, for instance, the Lucan census is false, or that the Gospels contain contradiction. But they do. But, the difference being we're right. Then he says that, all atheists have pictures of Richard Dawkins or something. I mean, I have none. Indeed, I not only do not have pictures of Richard Dawkins, I haven't even read anything that he's written. I don't need to. I mean, I've already committed to atheism as a philosophical construct. I think that it's right. I don't need Dawkins to convince me. I'm sold. I've never read his books. But, so, that myth is busted right there. I don't believe in him. I really don't know a lot of atheists, actually, who bother reading them too terribly much, because, like I said, we're committed already. That kind of stuff's for people who, kind of like on the fence, I suspect, are largely the people who read Dawkins stuff. And then he says the 10th thing that us atheists do is we don't know what atheism is. We say, you don't know what atheism is. Well, I disagree. I actually think that most people out there fully understand that atheism is nothing more than disbeliefs in God or religion. I think this is both clear in usage as well as standard definition. They are, however, a select group of kind of funny Christian nut jobs who don't seem to grasp that this attribute. They don't seem to grasp this fact that atheism is merely disbelief in religion and attribute to us all sorts of weirdness, claiming that we need sacred books like they do, or we wear a ski mask, or we don't answer questions. And I think that these people are living in their own little delusion-verse that I really can't reach. But like a fool, I keep trying. And this is one of my attempts to reach out there and saying to you, Darcy, you need to open your eyes a little bit and see us for what we are. And furthermore, I will entertain any question you care to ask. You ask a question, I will answer it. Any at all about atheism or really Christianity. But in any event, thank you very much for listening to me. This is Chris from Santa Cruz, and I hope you have a good day.